Okay, so I wanted to talk to you more about the Hobby Lobby case, and I'm pretty sure that everyone by now has heard of that. Basically, what happened is that they didn't want to pay for their employees' contraceptives, which is kind of funny because this came about when I actually saw a Fox News program, and the woman on that was saying, like, this is not a she was saying that they shouldn't be able to, that people were working there upon their own free will, and if they don't want it, they can get out, or they can go to Planned Parenthood and get it where the government goes. And I just think that is completely hilarious because, first of all, the person on Fox News was a conservative, and she was saying, go to Planned Parenthood, the government can buy for you $500 million, go to Planned Parenthood, where the Conservative Party that she is a part of wants to get rid of budget cutting. I'm sorry. She wants to get rid of Planned Parenthood, and she wants to put all that down so that women can't easily get that kind of stuff because their religious values say otherwise, which is actually really funny because we are so in debt to China, and Hobby Lobby gets a lot of their products from China, and all these conservatives and even companies that say they have religious values but still continue to get things from China. China is... Over the past 40 years or so, China has had about 330 million abortions because of their one-child rule, because the earth is so freaking overpopulated. So, they have religious values, but when it comes to making a fast buck, who cares? That's another thing that I find really funny about people who want to get rid of abortions, about, like, the Conservative Party, and there are all these, like, stereotypes about the Conservative Party, and yes, I am basing this off of it. Not basing, but, like... yeah, I'm kind of basing. That a lot of them are big business owners, a lot of them are rich, and a lot of those people want to have abortion, want to get rid of abortion, and a lot of times they want to get rid of abortion when they want to get rid of abortion. They really just do not care about the child afterwards until they're 18 and can tax them. It is ridiculous how you want to be Christian and be a good person, save a life, but then you're not going to be able to provide, like, the necessities for that child to live. A lot of conservatives want to get rid of the minimum wage. The minimum wage is $7.25. Here in Massachusetts, it's $8.10, I believe. But they want to completely get rid of that, where Obama and other liberals are trying to raise that to $10.10. I've heard rumor of $15. That would be fabulous, but it takes about $23,000 a year to support a one-person family, whereas a three-person family, like two parents and the daughter, or two parents and a child, regardless of what that child is, or just three people in general, one of them can't work for whatever reason, it takes about $57,000. Now that the Republicans want to get rid of the minimum wage, a lot of times these people aren't going to be able to have the money to take care of children, or take care of themselves for that matter, and not by adding on not being able to get contraceptives, birth control, or any of these things that a lot of the Republicans want to get rid of, they are going to have to live more and more in poverty because they're going to be spending more and more of their money, which without the minimum wage, they're not even going to be able to get something to take care of themselves, let alone another person. It is ridiculous. I know this kind of went off on a tangent, but it started off in the Hobby Lobby case and how they're very religiously influenced and how they're a religious company. And I think it's really funny, just as a quick side note, how this lady on Fox News said that they're working there on their own free will. A lot of times, it's not on their free will. It is a very, unstable economy. The poorest of the poor are living below the poverty line, and the top 1% has, 47% of the American wealth, and going from the poorest to the richest, it kind of looks like this. Here's the very bottom. Way up over the charts. The top 10%, and then the top 1% has triple of that. It is completely ridiculous. And so, because of that, people are trying to make money. People are trying to be able to have the necessities to live, just to live by themselves, not even with other people. With other people, yes, it is a lot easier, but with a child or someone who can't work, a family member with a disability that you have to live with, it is extremely, extremely hard. So you need to get a job, and if you just quit because you disagree with a person's religion, that is not going to get you very far at all. And people need to be more accepting. And something, we talked about this in my theology class when it was first brought up before the Supreme Court decision. It was like 3 months ago, I'd say. Yeah, it was right after midterms, around there. That's like the end of January, but it was a little after the end of January. I'd say February or March, around there. We started talking about this, and one of the things that came up was saying that forcing a company to give their employees birth control, contraceptives, or stuff like that is going against religious freedom. No, it is not going against religious freedom. It's kind of like saying, with the whole 9/11 monument, putting a giant cross there is respecting religious freedom, but not having a cross there isn't. Do you see the comparison there? Where just because if you give someone something, like if you just have it, not mandatory, but if you just have it like tucked away in the back, people would be able to get it, but not having it is saying, my religion doesn't agree with this, so I'm not going to let you do it. That's oppressing people. I had an idea for a comparison with the 9/11 cross that was erected, but kind of just withered away, so I'm very sorry I brought that up. The thing with that is that putting a giant monument there is saying that Christians run the country and not really respecting any other religions like Islam, atheism, or anything like that. That's where I was going with it, and it's just kind of forcing your religion in someone's face. That's kind of what the Hobby Lobby thing is doing, and what a lot of Republicans are trying to do. So I know this is a very scattered video, and as always I apologize for that, but yeah, just peace.